Hello, my name is Parker. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I will be reading chapters 15 and 16 of Nothing Left to Lose by Shawnee VFX. If you haven't watched the rest of the series thus far, I do suggest you do so, or you can go ahead and go read the rest in the link and then come back. I have no personal preference. I'm going to apologize in advance for Roman's voice. I don't know why he sounds British, but it's the best I can do because his voice is really hard. I can do all the others just fine. And I guess without further ado, this is Nothing Left to Lose, chapters 15 and 16, a Prinxiety story by Shawnee VFX. Roman's point of view. Day 3. What do you mean I have to stay with him? I ask. Simple. Patton and I are both occupied for the majority of the day, so the only logical option would be for you to watch him, Logan explains. Why did I become friends with him again? Did you forget I have rehearsal today? I point out, as much as I was trying to accept Virgil. I felt like it just wasn't gonna work. I couldn't trust someone else, especially when they were a villain, so easily. That and any chance of him liking me was probably thrown out of the window with how rude I've been. What happened to let's let him stay here so Deceit and Duke don't find him? Well, you don't really trust him, right? I can't really bring him to the shop, and Logan can't leave him in the break room, so this is the best way to keep an eye on him, unless you'd rather leave him here? Patton says, looking innocent. Does he realize how good of points he's making, or is this on accident? I really don't want to leave Virgil here to snoop through my stuff. Fine. Thanks, Ro, he says, grabbing his bag and leaving before I can say anything else. Logan finishes his crafter's covered toast before heading to his room. What a social butterfly. Virgil comes out of his room, looking sleep-deprived like normal. Hey. He looks surprised that I said anything. What a great sign that is. Hey. Fair warning, Patton and Logan are gonna be busy, so we're stuck together for the day, and you'll have to come to a rehearsal with me, I say awkwardly. What time am I supposed to use for that? If I sound confident, I'll sound like a jerk or someone who's way too comfortable with this, but I can't sound not confident. It's my entire persona. Oh, great, he says slowly. What a great actor he is, because I'm very convinced that he's okay with this, clearly. I should be the one not wanting to be around him. He shouldn't feel the same way. It's going to be from 1 to 3, I say, receiving only a nod in response. Oh, this is going to be so awkward, isn't it? Why is he British? It's okay. 15 minutes before rehearsal, I grab my bag and lead Virgil to my car silently. For the first 3 minutes of the ride, we sit in absolute silence. Can we try not to make this awkward? I say hopefully at the red light. What do you mean? He asks, fidgeting with his sleeves. You seem to get along fine with Patton and Logan, but are extra hesitant around me. I'm sorry if I've come off as rude, but I'm not used to having bad guys turn good in real life. So this whole situation has been a little bit hard for me, I explain, only slightly regretting being so open. You gotta give trust to build it, right? Thanks for admitting that, he says. I can't exactly blame you for not trusting me. I wouldn't have trusted you if the roles were reversed. Hey! That's fair, I admit. He laughs slightly, hiding it behind his hand. I'm glad that lightened the atmosphere. If any more tension had been added, we would have looked like mimes trapped in an imaginary box. I pull up to the theater, and we both get out. So, what am I supposed to do? Just sit there and watch the whole thing? Virgil asks. Yeah, if you want, or you could just stay on your phone the whole time. It doesn't really matter, I respond. We head into the theater. Roman, hurry up, we're starting early, Corey calls, and there goes my hope that I could get 5 minutes without being yelled at. Who's this? She asks, pointing towards Virgil. This is my new roommate, Virgil. Is it fine if he watches? I ask. I know there's no actual reason for her to kick him out, but if she's in a bad mood, she'll find a way. Fine, she agrees. Just stay quiet. Yes, ma'am. Virgil squeaks out. Already scared of Corey, he'll fit right in. Corey walks off, and I offer Virgil a shrug before heading backstage. I abandon my bag next to the blank background canvases, grabbing my script out first. Depending on Corey's mood, I may or may not get to keep it during the practice. It can't hurt to have. We do get our scripts, but she's even more judgy than normal. Raman, pick up your pace. Michael is a very animated character. Chrissy, you need to sound human when you're reading lines. Kyle, you're pretending to have a broken foot. You cannot stand on it. At least we're not focusing on Michael-centric scenes today, so we get a pretty long water breaks. After we ran through the get out of my way scene, I head off stage. For once, the area is lit up so people can work on the costumes or on the backdrops. Since I'm not going to have to do any actual work for the rest of the rehearsal, I decide to just sit through. What? Just sit through my bag and check my phone. I'm so confused. I swear I read that 4 times. Patton usually sends a couple texts to us during his lunch break, so I can always look through those, even though he won't see the message until hours later. I find my bag, along with a bunch of the helpers that are decorating several backgrounds. Surprisingly, I see Virgil among them. What are you doing back there? Here, I ask, hoping I don't come off like a jerk. He shrugs. Theater kids are very persuasive. Taylor turns her attention away from the tree she's painting to smile. You dragged him here, didn't you? I ask, pretty sure of the answer. Maybe, she says, suddenly deciding to be productive and paint. Sorry if I'm not supposed to be here. She asked if I could help with the backgrounds, and he cuts himself off suddenly. And what end is there? I already know that he draws. We've all seen him with his sketchbook, he sighs. And I've done this before. Wait, were you a theater kid? I screech, earning a complaint from Corey. I was blackmailed into it, and I only ever helped out backstage, he says defensively. I pull him away from everyone. Virgil Anxiety Shaw was a theater kid. You're never gonna let this go, are you? He asks, looking embarrassed. Nope. This is why I hate people. Chapter 16. And finally, we are not stuck in the hell that is apparently British Roman. I'm so sorry, guys. Virgil's point of view. Why am I talking to this guy like he's my friend? I may have known him for years, but heck, I learned his name days ago. And he officially knows something about me that Deceit and Duke don't. It's definitely not the most embarrassing thing he could have found out, but I'd still rather box up memories from that part of my life and ship them to Antarctica, where they'll hopefully die a horrible cold death. But you can only hope so much. Day 5. Patton days were almost always the same thing, baking. For the most part, he'd leave me alone for the day, but make conversation whenever I left the guest room. He'd usually be testing out some new recipe to sell at the cafe, and I was apparently the perfect taste tester. Today, he had this fancy honey bun type thing with the chocolate drizzle. He sets one in front of me. Let me know if it's too sweet. I may have added a little too much sugar. I bite into the pastry, immediately being met with the sugary goodness that Americans find so addictive. Holy crap, this tastes like heaven itself, I say, my mouth still full of the delicious pastry. The honey bun didn't last long, but it lived a good and useful life. I'm sorry. What? It lived a what? Okay. At least. Let me scroll. I think... Did my mouse just died? I think. Technical difficulties. Come on, mouse. You're supposed to be my friend here. Damn it. Okay. Moving on. Please, for love. No. Oh, now you want to work. Okay. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. It's great. I'm sorry. He smiles brightly. I'm glad you like them. I just hope that other people agree with you. Anyone that doesn't like these is a hazard to society, I state, finishing the rest of it in one bite. If that's the standard, then there are a lot of hazards out there. No, that is hard to believe, at least for me. With cooking like this, I'm amazed you made a coffee shop instead of a restaurant. He starts cleaning up the kitchen, leaving me to awkwardly sit there with sticky hands as he moves around the kitchen. By the way, are you getting sick of borrowing my clothes? I could take you to get some, he offers. Sure. Patton's clothes may be a bit bright by my standards, but I'd still feel bad if he paid to get me new clothes. At least I wouldn't have to wear these pastel clothes anymore, though. He dries his hands off on the towel. Great. We'll go around town. Does that work? He asks, as if I'd actually have any other plans. Yeah, thanks, Pat, I respond after a second. He nods and goes to his room, leaving me to wash the remaining icing off my hands and get dressed for the day. Luckily, I actually have a pair of my clothes that I can wear for this, so I don't have to go outside looking like the Easter Bunny threw up on me. I changed into my My Chemical Romance shirt and black ripped jeans before checking the time. There's still another hour before we leave, so I might as well draw. There's no real point in listening to music, and for once, I don't feel like drawing is completely pointless, because I'll never get good. I let the pencil move as I space out, losing focus immediately. Hey kiddo, are you ready? Patton calls. Yeah, I yell back. I look down at the drawing, seeing a basic sketch of an old man on a park bench. Not bad. I close my sketchbook before getting up to leave and find Patton standing right outside the door. Jesus! Hey, Patton. Where exactly are we going? Deceit Duke and I lived halfway across the city, and I'm not the explore my area type of person. If I actually had a PayPal, I would never leave my house because of online shopping. I was thinking we could go to the Lichen Mall, since they've got a lot of different stuff there, he suggests. Not seeing another option, I nod. Sure. He smiles and takes my hand, dragging me out of the apartment. Roman or Logan had the car, so we were left walking through the crowded streets. Deceit or Duke could easily be just a few feet away considering how many people are already here. Nope, screw off anxiety. There's a whole city for them to be in. What are the chances of them being on the same street as me? Well, point is that it's probably not that likely. And what would they even do if they found me? Reveal themselves, cause a scene, and kidnap me? Yeah, probably. How far of a walk is this? I ask Patton, looking for a distraction. That, and I still hate moving farther than the distance from my bed to the fridge. Not far, he responds, looking around the city like an amazed 5-year-old. Sure enough, we get to the mall a few minutes later. Come on, I know the perfect place to look. Somehow, I seriously doubt that he's gonna drag me into some emo store like Hot Topic. He drags me into an aeropostale, which I guess works for both of us. Anytime I so much as touch a single piece of clothing, Patton immediately grabs it and looks for something that matches. Once he's gathered basically half of the store, he shoves me into a dressing room, demanding that I have to show him each one. This guy really does act like a dad. After trying on several outfits, I find a few that don't make me look like a positive person. How about this one? I ask, stepping out for the 100th time. Currently, I'm wearing a ripped purple shirt and dark blue jeans. You look great. I guess being fashionable is just... Oh no. In your jeans? He says, smiling at his own joke. Good one, Pat. At this point, it is hard to not smile at his puns. They really wear you down. It's amazing that Logan manages to keep a straight face during all of them, especially since they clearly like each other. Pat makes it pretty obvious, but I'm pretty sure Logan has no clue. And I thought he was supposed to be the smart one. And that is what we have for the day. I'm really happy with how I timed it, actually, because if you guys didn't know, I've been trying to time it so that each one is 16 minutes long without my 15 minutes long, really, without either of my cards. And this time I timed it right. This is a pre-recorded episode as I have been busy. I do apologize if my phone goes off within any of the times that I am recording these, because I did tell my friends that if they needed me, they could text my partner to ask for me, and that I would respond when I had the capability to, so my phone does go off due to that. Though that is only a recent adjustment. My friends just really like to bug me while I record. I am planning to post one of my personal stories tomorrow, but for you, it will be out pretty soon, because this is actually the week before. So yes, that is my story. I won't say it's called Pride, but I can't remember. I think it is. But it's almost done, and I'm really, really enjoying writing it, so I can't wait to share it with you guys. It is specifically written for this channel, but it will probably end up getting published somewhere else, maybe. My brain went blank, sorry. I do apologize if I seem distracted or spaced out, or I just don't seem quite there. I am trying really, really hard, but I do have ADHD, and I get really anxious really easily. Also, I am so sorry about Roman's voice. I don't know why he sounds British. It's also why I have to do this all in one take, because my brain goes like, wee. Yeah, I'm a child sometimes. But, I do thank you guys for your patience. More than anything, I need you guys to be patient, and I'm so thankful that you guys are so patient with me, and you guys put up with me and whatever, because I am a very much hot mess. Anyway, I'm gonna let you all go. Have a wonderful day.